Good morning. Another fresh new day. It's a day for us to always meditate on the words of God. Take heed on the words that He has written in the scripture and of course apply it. It's so fitting, my friends, to always see the beauty in every situation. That the world that you are living right now has lots of challenges. And it's always dominated by two forces. But eventually, if you're going to open our televisions, our radio, what we'll be hearing, if you're going to compare the news feed that we are seeing or perceiving, you would always be overwhelmed by the great numbers of bad news rather than good news. But all of these are part and parcel of the world that we're living, and we have to accept it. All we must need to do is number one, our minds are already locked in the words of God. And we have already embarked knowledge. Thus knowledge becomes wisdom, and thus our minds are guarded. And no matter whatever incidents or unfavorable situations may occur in your life, you can assure that you will never be carried away, you will never be devastated. Because you know, God has been with you. God will guide you all the way, all days of your lives. So you are feeling confident to face your tomorrows with certain hopes, aspirations, because you know God is with you. So we need to guard our minds. There could be times in your lives that you almost gave up. But thank God, because you started knowing Him. You started reading His scripture. And thus the scripture, His words of life, have gradually being wrapping your entire system of your body. Thus, there were enticing voice that keeps on talking to you, trying to tempt you to do things that are not really pleasing in the sight of God. It was so resisting, but despite the pressure, your focus is really into God's way. And you were never tempted to do any wicked act. Thus, this particular act will become a sin, and thus it will wrap your entire body, it will control you, and it will devastate you. Continue pressing forward by learning the words of God and meditate His words day and night.